Hello, good morning everyone. How was your day? Hello, Bob. Hello everyone. This is my new accent. I'm a British panda. And I don't know if I'm in favor of Brexit or not. An undecided Brexiteer. Welcome everyone to our stream here on lichess.org and Twitch. My name is International Master William Pascal. I don't have to worry about Brexit because we have no problems here in the United States. But anyways, welcome everyone. Mr. Coffee, Bob, JCS, thanks everybody for being here. Behavioral problems are rampant on my stream, and I want everyone to behave themselves today. So we're going to be taking challenges casual 5+3 through 7+3. If you're new to the stream, that's our range of challenges. 5+3, 5+4, 5+5. 6+3 through 6+5 and 7+3. Those are the challenges you can make, and you can challenge me casually. No rated challenges. I want to protect my ratings. Thank you very much. All of my, I'll call you guys my friends here, are underrated. That's the way it works. And everybody who beats me is underrated. But seriously, you guys are learning so much that you're automatically underrated. I don't want to play rated games with you guys. Mr. Coffee, what's up? New week, guys. Let's get some bit donations going on. I want to thank Hisitnuns, who donated again to support the stream after the simul. After beating me in the simul, he felt sorry for me and made a donation to the stream. He housed me in the Roy Lopez. This stupid variation I played with like Bishop E3 in the Lopez, allowing Bishop G4. Good simul yesterday, as always. Hopefully the stream will be smooth. I've had some internet hiccups this week, but mostly it looks okay. Astrobbate's not here. I hope he's alright. We usually always see him. I don't know if maybe he was put off by our late start of 12:30. Maybe he's busy today. Hopefully Astrobate will show up. All of our regulars, thanks guys for subscribing and supporting the stream. Clash Kid's here. He is a subscriber. He's got a snowflake next to his name. Direct relief. So the charity donations give you a snowflake. That's funny though. Like, did Astrobate had one too, right? Guys, you can add the hashtag charity to your donations of bits, and I think that makes a difference. So Nils is our first challenger, guys. We're welcoming subscriber challenges first, and then of course others, new visitors to the stream after the subscribers. Of course, if you're not a subscriber and you sneak in a challenge before the subscribers build a significant list, that's another story. Okay, so Nils getting tough lately. He's, like most of you guys, I think, learning from the stream. Also working on your games on your own. I mean, most of you guys deserve most of the credit who are improving. But I think that many of the players here who are watching my stream regularly are making improvements to their game regularly. I think regularly, it's not good to regularly use the word regularly constantly in every sentence. The snowflake means you have a unique and delicate personality. Snowflakes, it's a buzzword. Alright, so Nils, what do we got here? Grunfeld. Welcome everyone. We're going to try to play something a little bit off the beaten track against us. Got to throw him a different curveball. You know, I'm not in baseball terms. Probably not too many European baseball fans. Maybe the Dutch guys like baseball. There's some players from the Netherlands, but basically, I'm not a fastball pitcher, and I never was. I'm throwing a lot of mixed speeds pitches, all kinds of trick pitches. I try to mix up the opening, so I'm not like trying to blow people away with perfect opening theory. I try to throw a lot of curveballs and stuff to kind of throw people off. So mixing up the openings, different stuff. This is one line that I picked up many years ago. It's not particularly dangerous for black. And I think c5 is a good move. So he seems like he's prepared for this. I'm not sure I've played this line against Nils before. Maybe I did, and I don't remember. But if I did, it was a while ago. Alright. They just told you those were gifted gifted classes. Alright, knight c6. So this is like a main line. Lukács Péter. I remember the last decent player I saw play this with white. I played this variation against Sergei Grigorians. That was like the last really strong player I played this line against. I don't remember what happened. It was a draw in the Hungarian Team Championship a long time ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. But he's like 2600. Okay, so this move looks unusual to me. Knight b4 is not typically played. It looks like there's a threat of bishop takes c3 and sneak the pawn on d5. And there's also like c4 and knight to d3. I could play e4. Not exactly a developing move. I could play a3, forcing... Well, actually, he'd have two options there. Even after a3, he has two options. Why have I never seen this move? There's something wrong with it. Somehow. Castles. a3... I guess we'll go with a3. We sack a pawn. It could be a variation I just never seen before, but no one has, in my recollection, ever played this move. Everyone plays knight a5 there. It's a very standard sort of move. So I am taken aback here. Clash Kid, can I play the next game? Unfortunately, I have to go to dinner with my grandparents soon. Was looking for a good excuse the whole day. You can buy the... Be like Nelson, buy the game for a big donation. But Clash Kid, you supported the stream a lot in the past. You're welcome to play next. And I know the Europeans have a hard time with the later time. So I'm more than happy to let Nils... Excuse me, Nils. Freudian slip. We're going to let Clash Kid go next. Ahead of the other subscribers. Nefedov, I don't think he'll mind. Ignis. Ignis, are you still a subscriber? Testosterone. Start charging these European players more. Here it is. He's grabbing the pawn. Alright, so it's a Nimzo. The Grunfeld Nimzo. But I feel that we have some sort of serial compensation here. Alright. This is not a trivial situation. Tempted to even play e4, but it's kind of vague. Objectively, I'm not sure. What is the best move here? Interesting. It's a good place to use your time when you don't have a clue what is going on. c4. Maybe it's necessary to play c4. Wasn't my favorite move because it does block the bishop on b3, but I think it saves a pawn and it doesn't allow him to play c4. It's difficult to judge. Hopping the queue. That's like the people in the airport who just get in front of you. Once I lost my temper and went off on a guy in the airport, totally lost my composure. Just like blatantly got in front of me in the line at the airport. I'm learning to temper my anger these days. just not worth it. Knight c7. Not what I expected. I don't particularly want to trade queens. I'm pursuing active play here in this middle game. My bishop on b3 looking pretty ill. The other one might have some prospects. So when you're sacrificing a pawn, I don't think you want to be necessarily trading queens real early on in the game. Interesting. 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 I don't know what to say. I don't feel there's a lot of choices here. Public shaming. Double-edged scenario has arisen. My bishop on b3 is hurting. We knew that might happen. Par for the course, as they say. Time is going to really be... You publicly shamed him. Yeah. I tried to kind of publicly shame this guy a little bit. Just kind of going off on him verbally. Nice ratings. Blue Albino we haven't seen in a while. He's very well, not quite across the board, Bob. We got to get the chess 960 up there, but the correspondence rating is lagging behind. I don't count the puzzle ratings as real ratings, and I don't think they should be. I think I could get to 2600 if I ever had any time to play blitz and rapid chess in my free time, but I basically don't have any time at all. f6, interesting decision, very logical. A4 may be a bad idea. All right. E5 trying to blast through. Let's blast. Man, this was not my original plan. I'm totally going off piste here. Completely off piste. Or pissed off. There's got to be some good jokes with that. Never even considered it. I don't really do skiing. Clash Kid does. Are you off piste or pissed off? Ah. So, why did I think this was okay to do this? And this is a really big mistake by me. Man, this is a huge blunder. Is there some sort of mate or something? Now I'm just worse, down a pawn. Desperately seeking counterplay. Down a pawn. I shouldn't trade queens. E5 was a mistake. Unless I could have played queen c1 instead of the other move. I'm very resourceful in lost positions, if I have a little bit of time. I'm a specialist. Hard to kill is my speciality. Tough to make a decision there. But you still have knight d4 here, which might just save the game. If I was like Nefedov, I'd be like, you just resigned in a drawing position. You just resigned in a drawing position. He was like telling me after our simul game yesterday, instantly. It was like a really hard queen sacrifice, and I was pissed that I didn't have a forced win. So I resigned in the position where I could have saved myself, but yeah, it was well played by Nils. Good game. You were much better, close to winning. I thought like a couple moves ago, I'm going to turn off the engine here, but I thought a couple moves ago, actually, this exact move, you can play bishop e6 here. And the point is you attack c4, and I'm screwed here. I'm going to have to play knight d2, which is really, really bad because it just backtracks. I think I'm very close to lost in this position. So good job. What's up with knight b4? Can we just take a look for just a minute? I'm going to play Clash Kid next, favoring the Euro players. This is not in the opening Explorer, dude. What the heck is going on? But I made a mistake. Wow. So d5 is the mistake. It's just not a move here. What the heck am I supposed to play? What is my opening Explorer turned off? Dude, this is impossible. This isn't a position. That's weird. Okay, this is weird. So I'm not supposed to play h3. I'm supposed to castle and allow this. But after he castles, doesn't that allow bishop g4? I mean, wouldn't black be alright here? Apparently not. I'll have to look at this a little more deeply. So I made the mistake with d5, and Nils actually pounced on it with knight b4, which was correct. Great opening play popping up again. I'm a specialist in the opening. Nils, take care. He knew the opening better than me. I actually messed up and played h3 in the wrong position. Okay, Clash Kid requested to play first. He's been a great supporter of the stream. I'm in no position to say no. Chess Drake says video chess training is the right place to send the donation. Yeah, video chess training, exactly. Or videochesstrainer@gmail.com. Actually, no. Never mind. That's my email. Sorry. Yeah, video chess training. That's where the... If you donate to the stream, that's where it should go. Exactly. You can just click on the link under the stream. Yeah. Go Clash Kid. Alright. Sicilian. I don't know any other skiing jokes. Alright. So we're going to have the same thing. Alright. Same thing as the other day. I don't have anything else prepared for you, Clash Kid. I've been too short of time. Nefedov like prepares his openings against me. If you guys, man, if I had a little extra time to prepare for people, you'd really be in trouble. But there's only 24 hours in the day, and I'm just overloaded with personal life right now. But maybe in the future, in the not so distant future, we could develop a personal life where I have some free time. Thanks, guys, for supporting the stream, for just being subscribers. So you like rook e1. I mean, this is not the only move I can play. I think there's stuff like h4, queen d2, king b1. There's a lot of moves. Dim is here. Dim said, oh crap. Being a work-at-home chess coach doesn't allow for free time. Well, Bob, I have... The problem is my free time is being a at-home nurse now. So I'm not only a chess coach, I'm a full-time like nurse as well. Alright, so e5. I basically have two jobs. e5, we gotta take. This just liquidates a lot of stuff. Alright, so d takes e5. It's a tile-like sacrifice. He could play queen h4 here. That might even be an established variation. Shouldn't give him ideas when we're playing, but Dim said, what the heck? Sorry, Amazon Pay is not supported in your region. That's like Hungary, man. I don't think we have Amazon. Probably the government's laws like forbade it, or Amazon just doesn't want to play in Hungary. Sadly, you can order from like the German Amazon maybe in Hungary. Dim is in Greece. You can't buy bits. Dim, I wonder if it's something to do with like, it can't be anything to do with this like new, I don't know what it has to do with. EU laws maybe? Dim says due to this. Due to what? Queen B8. Send a donation via PayPal. But yeah, but that's different. I mean, he gets some credit here by donating the bits. Do they have Amazon in Brazil? Good question. Who knows? Okay, so Queen E5 I'm not familiar with. But I want to reduce the danger to my life here. What about Queen E8? Didn't occur to me. I played that move against Edward Gufeld in a similar structure. I beat Big Eddie. He wasn't happy. He was very pissed off. It was a good game by me, though. I had a draw and a win against Edward Gufeld. 2 black Sicilians, and Ed Gufeld was regarded as like a Sicilian expert. All right. So now, time to get developed. I don't know which rook I should use here. I have no interest in that pawn. The safety of my life is more important. Queen E8. But I don't know where the score sheet is. There's this guy who wrote a book about like Gufeld's games. And he was looking for games. Then that guy died. I think that's what happened. Like Gufeld died, then this guy was gonna write a book about his games, but then the guy died. So now what do you do? Bishop E8 might be worth considering. But I don't know. It seems a little doubtful. We'll just go forward. Amazon is huge in Brazil? The Amazon is huge in Brazil. I just got the joke. Is this meant to be a joke? You guys are messing around, right? Well, they have Amazon in Brazil and I think parts of like Bolivia. Probably. I'm not sure if they were being serious or not, but it just dawned on me. Like, we're talking about like literal, like the Amazon. He called the bishop on G7. That's not too arrogant to call the G7 bishop and the king's in the Gufeld bishop. He was like very, very into the communist chess scene. I remember in 1988 or 87, I played the women's world champion Maya Chibernidze in a blitz tournament. And she was like escorted by her handlers, basically, like Gufeld and another grandmaster or master. They like never let her out of their sight. Then it was ironic because he was like a big guy in the Soviet chess scene, and he ended up like immigrating to the United States, which is like kind of really bizarre irony, considering he was like a state sympathetic guy. The Amazon is large. It's an appropriate name for that company. Gufeld was apparently a character. But I'm proud to have 1.5 out of 2 of the black pieces. He was big on the King's Indian and the Sicilian. Turkey Farm said, sorry I flaked, man. Alright, what's up? The master of tension. I was so bummed about my game with Nefedov yesterday. Knight takes e4. What do I do after knight takes e4? Bishop takes e7. I guess I could just do it this way. Let's just take the obvious approach. Hopefully I sent this donation to the right place. You're welcome for accepting your buddies. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully we got .org in the lichess title today so we don't lose half of our viewers. Yesterday it took us the whole stream to figure out that I forgot that. Alright. So it's Mad Monday. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess with viewers. Right, and now I came up with this crazy move, which it took me forever to find this. Bishop to b4. A Rubinstein-like structure could arise after bishop takes f6. Who's pinning who? Alright, now, interesting game. Do I bring my king to the center? The rookening looks very drawish to me. I feel like maybe we're going to have to improve the positions somehow to make progress here. F5 is always a good move. Taking control of central square. Except when it's not a good move. But if I do like bishop takes c3, rook takes c3, rook takes c3, b takes c, I think he's fine. I would evaluate this as a tiny bit better for black, but probably a draw. So I'm basically trying to win a fairly equal position. Equal but imbalanced. Dim 200 found another way for bits. That's my man. But let me know what's up with the Amazon there. That's kind of concerning. So Alex speaks German. Whoa. At least that's not with check. Sack the exchange. Kind of optimistic idea, that. $200 bits, the first donation for the week from Dim. Thank you, sir. I guess we'll do this. Allowing exchange of rooks. We basically forced that endgame, which was kind of on the cards. In the cards, I should have said anyway. This looks very, very drawish. So the most aggressive move there is rook d8, trying to get active. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the text move. What about king and pawn in game? What would this be? Like a equal sort of scenario? Hoppa. This could get very, very complicated now. What's his plan? Aha. Reveal your plan, sir. Just always take. I'm not sure if that's the right move at all. I probably had better. Time will be a factor here. Lobsters. Lobster pincers coming down. What is going on? Does anybody know? What if I have like 5 pawns? Five pawns for like 5 pawns for a rook. We got to do it. I'm sure that we both made a lot of inaccuracies in such a complicated endgame. He resigned. I mean, is this resignation premature? I wouldn't resign. So, not to be like Nefedov, you resigned in the drawing position. But the computer seems to think I might be winning. I think it's too complicated to at least not play a few more moves. Alright, crazy endgame, man. That got really sharp. It got really sharp. Alright, so we're going to take the challenges in subscriber order from here on out. Let's see, what's tomorrow? We've got We got a stream tomorrow. It's going to be a blitz tournament, 5+3, 4:30. I think our usual time tomorrow night. Let me check the schedule. 4:30 stream Eastern Time, blitz tournament, 5+3. Testosterone, thanks for being a subscriber. I'm a pessimist, Clash Kid. No matter how winning my position is, I can find a way to mess it up. Alright, let's get started. I'm just standing here nodding my head. Alright, Mr. Modern Defense. We've played this so many times, I feel like I've got to try something different. So if I play like f3, I guess there are disruptive moves, d5 in particular. Let's do something a little bit out of the usual. Not yet. I'm in e4 mode today, a little bit. I'd like to mix it in there. I'm reading Andy Soltis's book again, Confessions of a Grandmaster, which is a little known book. Basically detailing how Soltis got the GM title back in the late 70s, early 80s. And it's just a really honest analysis of a lot of his games and stuff and ideas he has in the opening. But one of the interesting things about Soltis is that he played a lot of modern defense and King's Indian, a lot of things with fianchetto on the king side. Modern defense, King's Indian, types of Benoni. So it's interesting from that perspective. He had a game with Gildardo Garcia from the Amazon, Colombia, and Gildardo I know. He might even be living in the United States still, if he's still alive. But anyway, Gildardo. Bishop g2. Gildardo from Bogota. Alright, Bishop g2, c5. This is annoying. Maybe we've played this before. I know Nefedov did this. I think he did this against me. I guess this is not a surprise. I didn't know IM was an e4 player. I play everything, my friend. I've played far less e4 than other moves if you looked at a cross-section of all my lifetime games. But I have a fair amount of e4 games and a fair amount against strong players. So I like to use e4 as sort of a surprise. You know, people don't expect me to play e4. And so when I do play it, it often has a profound effect because they're just not expecting it. But this is a good move, c5. I was really hoping Testosterone wouldn't play that way. I like it when they try to play e5 type of Pirtz, you know, the normal Pirtz approach. Against Nefedov, I had a game where I lost and I did like 92 and let it transpose to a fianchetto dragon, which is not something that I would really be that inclined to play with white. So thanks to Dim for a donation today. 200 bits. Where is Asterbait? I had a game like a few years ago in an offhand American Open. I very rarely played any tournaments in the United States in the last 10 years. I can count them like on one hand. But I played in like the New England Open twice. One time I won it like in 2013. And then there was another one I played in maybe 2014. I had a game with a kid. I don't remember his name. Where it was something like this. And I didn't really like my position. And I basically played very cautiously and drew against some 2200 kid. Something like this. I also have a game similar to this year against a Hungarian kid where I actually won. But I think that playing d5 in the fianchetto Pirtz is... People might also call this a Benoni, and they would probably be right. But I just don't think this is that great of a variation. And I'm not a huge fan of g3 in the Benoni either. You really have to be kind of specialist to play that. And even then, I don't think that white necessarily gets that great chances. This is logical for black. If I let him take on d5, I have to take with the pawn back and keep him restrained. But I really don't know what my plan is there. It's a strange position. I guess we can try it. Relying on my time, my speed. Have you heard of an 8-year-old kid rated 2200 blitz FIDE? Well, I mean, I don't think that it would be a world record to be 1800 blitz. I mean, 2200 blitz FIDE. I've never even played a rated FIDE blitz game. You know, I have no clue. You know, there's not that many tournaments that use like FIDE rated blitz. But for kids, I don't think that 2200 blitz would be difficult. I would think like, you know, a standard rated 8-year-old is pretty insane, which is even possible too. Alright, so Testosterone, as usual, plays the opening like a master. It seems to be his modus operandi to always play the opening extremely well, and then kind of make some mistakes in other stages. Really knows the opening well. It's impressive. I don't, you know, because I play a lot of different stuff. I'm not really faithful to one system, and oftentimes I get, like I was against Nils, I got confused between two different moves. So let's make a decision here. Once I play with Ron Burnett, a very good positional player who's an IM from Tennessee, and he just sacked an exchange like bang, you know, instantly on e3. It's a very good... I've seen some strong players make this sort of positional exchange sacrifice, but it takes a certain player to do that. Not all people are comfortable making strategic long-term sacrifices. This is going to be a little awkward. I got to be thoughtful here. Can run him out of space. Run him out of town. Acerbate's here. Yeah, I was stunned by Asterbate in the Simulgeist. I lost. I was crushing him plus 12 at one point. I got a little overconfident, and then I just made a sequence of serious mistakes, ending in a total decimation of my queen. Loss of queen. Again, he's playing this like amazingly well. So systematic and perfect. Alright. I don't know how much more of this I can take, dude. I don't know how much more of this I can take. We're gonna have to do something very, very stupid here. He's basically playing like Bent Larson or something. I mean, how much better can he play? 1700. It's like a perfect Benoni for black. Speaking of Soltis, I mean, it looks exactly like a Soltis game. Alright, shit, I gotta get my phone. Alright, that was strange. Okay, we're running out of time. Guys, we're taking challenges 5+3 through 7+3. Testosterone's score does not indicate his real strength. I mean, particularly in the opening, he plays really well. And I usually manage to swindle him somehow. But it's not pleasant having a bad position every game. Or slightly worse. You know, here again. I had to use the bathroom. Now the phone was in the kitchen. Close, though. But it was weird. I thought it was my phone, but it was my mom's phone. But that phone, like, almost never rings, so I was concerned it was something important. Yesterday I beat a 2200 IM 1230. Well, Christoph, that's pretty unusual. I would say that kind of upset should happen maybe like 1 in 100 games at the most. And anytime control, even in blitz. Okay, bullet is, I don't do bullet and I don't talk about bullet, and bullet doesn't count. It's not real chess in my opinion. Here he's got to calculate, you know, knight takes d5. And it's making my head spin. This move I completely missed. That's reassuring. Totally missed this. Obvious move. Wow. And just getting more and more weird. Classic Schmid Benoni, or whatever you want to call it. I have a friend who plays like d4 c5 all the time. And the d4 c5 d5 d6 type of Schmid Benoni, the counterplay is basically, you got to play e6 and then take on d5, but the counterplay is always based on this pawn on d5. Wow. So how does this work? He must have a secret move. Relying on cheap tactics to get myself out of this positional jam I was in. Cheap tactics. Three-minutes game. Yeah, so in 3-minute games, you know, I think that a 1200 should score like maximally 2% against someone who's like a master. 2% would be high. You know, unless this particular master is particularly vulnerable to like losing on time. All right. So Testosterone, I think you had a really good game, dude, but the time got a little bit to be a problem there. So we got Nefedov, Blue Albino, Drake. Yellow Chess has challenged me to rated. Yellow Chess, I think you must be the guy who's... He's the guy who beat the 2200. Alright, we don't do rated because you might beat me. So we just take casual challenges. It's like advertising it. Alright, Nefedov is up next. 5+3. I don't do rated because I'm commentating and it takes a lot off my game. So I play tournaments. I play 1200s all the time, like in off-stream tournaments and stuff, but I don't do it during commentary. Alright, let's do 5+3. Nefedov. I played a great queen sack against him yesterday, and it was only some obscure variation that was winning for me, which was very, very difficult to find. So basically, I probably should have settled for a draw in this queen sack line, but I fantasized that I was winning some sort of direct way that I wasn't, and so I just went and resigned because I couldn't find the resource that held the game. Alright. Off we Zane. Who's leaving? Are you just practicing your German with random words, or is someone actually leaving? Can a 2200 rating be pro? Well, I mean, I know grandmasters who can't be pro. Like, it's all relative. I mean, how do you define being a pro? Like, you make your living from chess, or what is our definition of this? Alex is leaving? Okay. I mean, at this point, I'm not a pro player. I'm a pro teacher of chess. Hard to make a living by playing chess. Probably only like the top 100 players in the world can make a really decent living from just mostly playing, you know. Nefedov's rating is ridiculous, but he gets in time pressure. He kind of folds due to time a lot. Here we are playing another variation that I don't know too well. An opening that I always wanted to play more, but I never had very good results. My first breakthrough tournament when I was about 2100, I beat like 3 FIDE Masters in a row, and I was 3-0 tied for first, or maybe even ahead of Joel Benjamin in a 5-round Swiss. And I had to play Joel, and being very ignorant, I just was black and just, you know, the GF Caro was in my repertoire, so I played the GF Caro in this tournament where I was basically in first place. Joel might have had a draw or something, I don't remember, but he killed me. He just killed me. It was ugly. So Nefi, Count Nefedov. The guys in Washington Square Park, they don't pay me when I'm up like 100 games. There was this guy who stiffed me for like $75 once. I never should have let it get to that point. I don't know why I thought that he was going to pay me. Just really, really dumb. Anyway, that was many years ago, but I didn't care. I mean, I was kind of deceiving him, you know, not telling him I was a title player. Alright, Bishop E3. The guys in Washington Square Park are generally, you know, they can hustle hundreds of dollars per day. Most of them are probably aren't much above 1,600. Well, anybody who's making any amount of money in Washington Square Park has to be at least 2,200 in blitz. Okay, I mean that would be the bottom. The bottom hustlers are playing 2,200 strength, and it gets a lot stronger. Although I haven't been there in a long time. Nobody's making hundreds of dollars if they're like 1600s. Like they might be rated 1600, but they're playing like there are 1600s who play like 2300 strength in blitz, and they may have never ever even played in tournaments or anything. I mean, I haven't been there in a long time, but I know how it works. If they're making any amount of money, they're pretty good blitz players. There's some guys that like cheat. They have like rigged clocks and stuff, but I don't know. All right, Nefidov, what are we doing here? This is kind of a weird line. Yeah, I mean, the players... There are a lot of weaker players who go to places like that and just play. But the guys who are really hustlers... I mean, maybe like 2100, a little lower than 2200 can make a living by hustling. But I would think that there'd be a lot of competition. So, for the most part, you know, those... I think the real hustlers started around 2200. You know, at least, even if their rating is 2100, they're 2200 strength. That would be like the starting point for blitz hustling. I know people who are lower rated who try to do it, but they're sort of like not good enough to really be hustlers. The video of Maurice Ashley smashing a hustler in the park. I mean, Ashley is like known as one of the most famous black chess players in the United States. Like he could never like secretly hustle one of the hustlers in Washington Square Park. Although, you know, who knows? Maybe he's old enough that people forgot about him. Oh, they cheat, you know, it's very common. I used to play blitz for money. Not in Washington Square, but other places. What am I doing here? Yeah, Nefedov doesn't play like he's 1700. He's just way... I don't know what it is about him. He's very principled. But you can tell he was taught chess in a very fundamental way at the Pioneer's Palace. I don't know which Pioneer's Palace, but the Palace of Young Pioneers, where they don't teach you the wrong way to learn chess, basically. I'm a little concerned about this. I'm a little bit concerned. H4. So if he plays Queen A4 there, I think I got serious problems. I'm just going to trade queens. Accept this. Maybe equal endgame. A very optimistic way of putting it. Trading off his bishop pair. I'm only slightly worse here. We can only beat him on time. Do you think that Nefi lacks imagination and creativity in chess? We all lack something. But he is a bit dogmatic in his openings. I will say that. But he's one of those players who plays what he knows. This is kind of contrary to what I do. You know, I like to experiment. I get bored with playing the same things all the time. So I wouldn't go as far as say he lacks creativity and imagination, but I think he's a little bit dogmatic. And I would be a little milder in the way I would phrase that. Not just to be politically correct, but you know, he's capable of creativity. It's just that he's more dogmatic than I would like to be. Let's say in the openings. Chess Drake, I don't know this guy that you're talking about. Some chess players like to put themselves in Wikipedia. I don't think I would do that. Maybe someone else can do that for me, but I wouldn't place myself there. So, what am I doing? No, I know you said there's an ECO variation named after him. In order to have an ECO variation named after you, you'd have to be pretty old, I would think. I mean, ECO is a kind of outdated form of chess information by this late date. This late date. The only way we can beat Nefedov is on time. Look at that. Sneak attack. This could help me play for c5, I guess. White is only slightly better. Not a fun game for me thus far. Are you having fun yet, sir? Got the pawn diamond, though. I mean, you can always go right with the pawn diamond. The most unbreakable surface in the chess world. Knight g4. We go for it. We try to force our way in. All dark squares. Brute force. Screwed the pawn structure. We're just trying to break in. And there he goes. Nefedov loves exchanges. Spatial meltdown. So this is falling. Knight there. Does he have some way out? Maybe like bishop d1. Another day of just grinding endgames. Computer says he's basically terminal here. But I think he was okay till the time pressure really melted down. That's usually Nefedov's downfall. He plays quickly, but when he gets in time pressure really badly, he usually falls apart. So I've got challenges from Blue Eyed Albino, Drake 1980, and those guys are the only other subscribers at the moment. Guys, please subscribe to the stream while we're talking about it. Asterbait, thanks for the 2-bit donation. Blue Eyed Albino is a good player. 2265, 2111. Albino, you never answer me when I ask you about if you know the other player, Skaveningen, who was a Polish player here on lichess. I don't know if he still has an account open, but he used to play on my stream a lot. Let's try something fun. Don't try this in tournament. Don't try knight f6 in long games. It's not really reliable. Maybe queen takes d5, but yeah, Nefedov has a better score against you than. All right. How can we confuse Blue Eyed Albino? No peeking at the opening book. Because he knows this variation by heart. He gets it all the time, almost every day. Is Poland Scandinavia? I'm not the one to ask. I thought you were probably Polish, Krzysztof. You could be Hungarian, right? You could be Hungarian or Polish, or maybe something else as well. I wouldn't think that Poland is part of Scandinavia, but what do I know about geography? I like geography, but I don't actually know much about it. It's called the Kiel variation. And it's not safe. This is just for fun. So bishop g4, is that a move? Well, this is like such a practical approach by White. He didn't even think. He used 13 seconds on a move that most people never see in their whole lives. Like, he sees it every day. That's kind of weird. Why would he know this variation at all? Isn't that kind of obscure? Alright, what do I do here? E6? Yeah. I think this looks like the most sensible. Normally I wouldn't play this variation up against a player as high rated as Blue-Eyed Albino. Poland is Scandinavia. It's like Texas is part of the Northwest. Pacific Northwest or something. I don't know. It seems like Poland is going a little far, but who knows? I had never heard that before. Before. I never heard that before, laddie. It's very weak Irish. Pretending to use an Irish accent. Why did he move his queen again? That's strange. Second queen move. Unnecessary. New England Patriots lost again to Pittsburgh. Great. Great. They're done. I just come up with random things to say. I wanted to play bishop c5, but let's just be careful. We're interested in Nefidotov's imagination. Are his openings memorized to 30 places? It's possible, Asterbait. When you have such a narrow opening repertoire, yeah, I mean, you could probably work your openings out really far. It's kind of like the old school way of doing openings. Oh no. They got him already. Alright, that knight is just monstrously strong. It must go. Everything must go, Sale. Simply, I mean, I'm sorry that my knight can't take advantage of that good square, but that has to get out of here. We've got to get rid of that guy. Fischer will never die. They'll probably start coming up with like Nazi conspiracy theories. Like Fischer's alive in Argentina or something. I don't know. No, he's dead, man. He's gone. He's been gone for a while. I'm sorry that I didn't get to meet him because I was in the right place for a long time. He was in Budapest at the same time I was. I have funny stories about Fischer. Not too many. But I always tell the story about how he called my friend's apartment when I was there and tried to get my friend to set up a match with him with Saddam Hussein's best Iraqi player. He wanted my friend, who was a Argentine grandmaster to arrange a match for Fischer. Wanted him to do that by contacting Saddam Hussein, like back in 1998. I have no clue what Fischer was on when he thought that was going to happen. Yeah, Christoph, I'm just going to take your challenge ahead of all the other players. You're actually 4th in the list. But I've got a challenger who's a subscriber down here. We'll probably take him, Drake, the 2 subscribers first, and then the rest. Alright, Queen C2. Lieutenant Uhura and the Psychic Network. Star Wars. This guy is a very dangerous player, blue-eyed albino. And I'm not going to take him lightly. Polgar had some coaching from him. Yeah, they were definitely, it's really funny. It's typical Fischer too. Like he was this proclaimed anti-Semite, but he had like a kind of friendly relationship with the Polgar sister, so you know, he was all over the map, man. He was really mentally out of control. Alright. They said like 1 minute he would be completely normal, and the next minute he was like raving about crazy stuff. Then he would like go back to being normal again, like a few minutes later. You just never knew what you're gonna get. I'm really impressed by Blue-Eyed Albino, though. His strength and speed, the combination, I think even stronger than 2265. He is almost 50% against me overall. Fischer thought the Russians were after him. I mean, this is natural, kind of, after that Cold War era, you know, atmosphere. I mean, that's not the craziest thing he thought, you know. Well, the U.S. government was after him for tax money when he had the match in Serbia, so that wasn't like total paranoia either. All right. Oh man. Where's he putting his queen? I'm not a huge, like, Bobby Fischer era, you know, fan, because I'm too young to be like a Fischer clone. I was like a bigger fan of Karpov and Kasparov, you know, as world champions. Hold on, guys. Where were we? He found a good move. What is this? Darn. Now what do we do? The real big money, I think I know who that is. Montenegro. I have never been to Montenegro. Sounds like a cool country. My friend Dragan Kosic plays for their Olympic team. It's a beautiful country, apparently. I have to check it out someday. Big Money subscribed with a tier 1 sub. But I have huge respect for Fischer, Karpov. You know, those guys are all great players. Damn, he's setting me up for this cheapo. It's unbelievable. I mean, his speed and his strength of play are incredible. The albino. He's way stronger than 2200. I don't know why his rating's so low, because he's only got like 100 games or something, 300 games. He'd probably be higher, I would think. I'm basically groveling for a draw against him, way behind on the clock. Lucky to hold here. It's like one Zwischenzug after another. It's kind of incredible, actually. He keeps finding these resources just when you think he's not better anymore. He comes up with another resource just in time, always ahead on the clock. It's amazing, I would say. Again, I'm just like barely holding on here. Incredible. Like perfect endgame play. Perfect. I'm not really happy about putting on my pawns on the wrong color, but we'll do what we have to do. Generally, his endgame is kind of his weaker part of the game. So, alright, that was a superb game by White, I think. He probably had a very serious edge at some points. I hype my opponent up. I just call it like it is, man. Let's check out his center pawn loss. I mean, this was an excellent game by White. Let's see how much I hyped him up. I thought I played pretty well for this totally dubious opening that I played here. Knight f3 is a TN, but an extremely logical move. This was the only move he played that I was very, very skeptical of, Queen e2. Other than that, I thought he played really well. So, Peter thinks I was equal. No, I'm still worse. So let's look at the play, compare our play. Blue-eyed albino versus me. Very close. I was winning at one point, though I still don't see how. Yeah, we both made some mistakes. Apparently I was winning at some point, so I guess I hyped him up. But his pressure on the clock was relentless. You see, that's the thing that we're not factoring into this equation. He's playing faster than me and constantly putting me on pressure, putting the pressure on me. So I had bishop d3 here. Well, I freaked out because I saw bishop g5. I mean, that's the whole point. So you got to see this line, which is tricky, right? Knight f3 check, bishop takes f3. I had no time to calculate this. Bishop takes d8 and bishop e4. This is the key to why I was winning, this variation, when I had like 10 seconds left. I didn't think about this. I just saw bishop g5 and totally freaked. Alright, so Big Money just subscribed. We're going to play him. And then, thank you for that subscription, by the way. And we're going to take on Percy Hepworth. Drake, actually, is next. I did play poker. I have not been playing poker momentarily. I was a full-time poker player between like 2008, 2009, and 2015. and I basically almost gave up chess. I hardly played for that 8-year period. So we're back to chess full time since 2000. I would say since 2016. But I did play a lot of poker. I still play occasionally live, and pretty much not at all online. I don't trust online poker anymore. And the whole culture of online poker has changed. It used to be a very good one, but I think it's not so profitable now. So what's up? Blue-Eyed Albino, it was an okay game. Big money. I had a game with Dim yesterday in our simul in this line. Let's make sure we had no rated challenges. I don't feel like losing points when I don't expect it to be rated. Okay. 94. Yeah, this move, I think I saw some decent player play this. There was something about it that's not that good, like takes and 92 and e4. I think. I believe this is considered to be the best try for white. It's not really a strange move, T-Dark. When you have less space, I think trading pieces is pretty standard. So in that sense, it's not strange. It is strange in the sense of losing time, though. I admit, you know, it's a marginal move. A lot of people who are experts in the Petrosian Queen's Indian, including, let's say, Karpov or someone like that, or Kasparov, you know, would probably not approve of 94 compared to, you know, some of the more solid variations. Now it's like a French. I think black's position is pretty dubious. He has basically no space. But Asterbay, 5 for charity. Thank you. Intelligent people are more intelligent, generally. Whatever. You have 26K. It's like looking me up. I don't know. Whatever. I don't play that much live. I used to play online all the time. So I would just occasionally play some live tournaments. Knight A6. F4. Bubblefish is new here. Say hello. Alright, C5. This is a good position for me. Now, knight F3. We play it like a Nimzovich French. T-Dark said C5 should be coming. There it is. Ignorant people know better. It's a perfect saying. For today's world. I love that, Bob. I'm sure if chess players like elected the president of the United States, it would probably be a different result. Just for example, you know. Just assuming that most chess players are more intelligent than the average of the population. I mean, I know some stupid chess players. But for the most part, I mean, people who play chess are not only more intellectual, but more intelligent in general. There is this temptation to try to sacrifice something here. I don't know. But stupid permeates everywhere in the world. Bishop E3. What are we going to do, guys? I was kind of waiting. F6. This is a controversial decision. All right, I'll play like a beginner. Queen C2. The beginner move. Like, I don't think you can generalize about protesters. Like, right now in Hungary, there's a huge protest because the government is basically forcing people to work, like, crazy amounts of extra hours and for no pay. I mean, you know, there's a point where everyone's going to have to protest at some point. You can only push people so far. People who protest for the sake of protesting, like professional protesters. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Can something bring me back to online poker? Yeah, like $100,000 bankroll. You know, if anybody, if anybody wants to back me with 100,000 bankroll, I'd probably think about going back. Maybe 50, 50 would work. But other than that, I just don't trust online poker the way I used to. And it was a lot of stress, which I don't get as badly playing chess. Fish Rat Cow, thanks for donating 100 hashtag charity. Does this work? Going for mate on the weaknesses on the white squares. Protesters are meatheads mostly. This is a New England governor. In 1776 for real. He used the word meatheads. That didn't exist then, did it? I thought that was a modern saying. So Big Money's gonna resign here. I don't know. All right, let's play the next one. Drake's Cakes. I don't trust poker sites, Christoph. I mean, there's basically no transparency about anything about how these sites operate. I mean, it's no regulation, no transparency. I wouldn't even trust like the amount of regulation in the United States, you know, for example, for the states that legalized online poker. It just doesn't seem like it's you know, it was always scary, but I think, you know, it's even less transparency than there ever was. I wouldn't trust it. Do you know anybody who like who does like online casino gambling? I mean, can you imagine? There's like no way in the world that that's legit, you know. But online poker would be much different. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess if somebody was backing me or something, I might go back to it. But I need a large bankroll because I also think that people who have more bankroll get better results. All right. Anyway, e4, d6, bishop e2. Maybe you could be on the right side of the corruption if you have enough money in your online poker account. I don't know. But anyways, back to chess, guys. Knight f3. I don't get many people asking me about poker these days. It's interesting. c5. Drake, we can transpose to a Marazzi. What do you want to do? I want to be a paid actor. Wait, why did you say that, Infinite Flash Chess? I'm gonna leave this to do like voice recordings. I want to do like audiobooks. Or maybe I'll just deliver the mail. I don't know, guys. We'll see. Whatever life brings us. So b6 going into the Benoni. Well, I don't know. Maybe this isn't such a hot move here. I played this a little quickly. Luckily, black played knight on bd7, which is a bad move in itself. Not the right setup. So Drake, you should probably play e6 here, and then maybe b6 could work somehow. You can play e6 and trade on d5, take with the c pawn and bishop a6, like trade pieces like in some normal line. If I got a backer, I want to be a paid actor. Well, no, it's not about that being. It's not about that. It's about like, you know, the financial security of not having to worry about like losing all your own money. I mean, it's a lot of stress. I always backed myself, always, and I never had a very deep bankroll in poker, and so it was always a lot of stress. Because I played mostly tournaments, and there were like really like large, long-term swings of luck. So it was a really stressful thing to do. If you don't have a lot of money, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make a move in a position where the move isn't up to date, and then it doesn't let you make a move. Brilliant. All right. E6 would give an improved version of the H3 King's Indian defense. Improved for who? Improved for me? Yeah, I guess. Well, he has to do E6 before knight D7. So he's doing this thing he did the other day again. Yesterday we had a similar game in the simul where I did like G4 before castling, which was really weird. My arm sometimes slips and I like slide off the side of the screen. Knight H5 definitely a bit weird here. Okay, he's just not paying attention. No, I mean, I don't think poker is more fun, Christoph. I mean, I played chess, you know, from 1986 until, like, I really started playing poker seriously until, like, between 2000. I really started playing poker seriously in 2002, maybe. So chess for me is like a 30-year love. And poker, although I learned before chess, I never got serious about it till later. So, you know, I think it takes time to really love something, you know, to really get into it. And I love poker too, but for me, chess is just a deeper kind of infatuation. So it's much more beautiful. All right, bishop h6. The coming back is good too, just centralizing. I guess if bishop a6, I can play knight to b5. That was my plan. But I respect people. It's not about fighting. Like, once I went to this like live poker tournament, and one of the guys I was playing in a cash game was like making fun of chess. He was like, "Oh, chess is stupid," you know, chess is. And then there's like, I mean, whatever, man. You're playing with a pack of cards, like you're doing some really macho activity or something. A lot of poker players think it's so machismo to be like a poker player, but it's not like. It's a game. It's like a table game. I mean, whatever. So, but I respect people, you know, whatever. I could see you're going to like something more, the thing that you put more of yourself into. I put more time into chess than poker. My knowledge of chess is deeper, you know. And so my love for it is probably more significant. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't understand that the poker is really, you know, a beautiful game. A lot of strategy involved, intense competition. I mean, it's not like a lot of people who know nothing about poker think it's like equivalent to casino gaming or something. It's not. It's a skill game, just like chess. Alright, we just got a massive amount of space here. There's no rake in chess, that's true. Well, there is in a sense. It's not a monetary rake. It's like a time rake. C4. Drake putting up a good fight here. From a bad position, I would argue. Now, I don't know. I mean, I still should be winning, but I think I screwed this up a little bit. Right. That's what I meant. But still, his king side isn't safe, and I think I should be fine here. Let's just make the routine move. He's got an amazing amount of time left. 3 minutes. Tournament fees, yeah, well, I mean, it's extremely expensive. Like, most little kids who are like prodigies are only prodigies because they're wealthy. I mean, to be honest, like, it's extremely time consuming, extremely expensive to travel to chess tournaments. I mean, you know, like inner city kids with limited financial backing can't become chess grandmasters, sadly. If you take a lot of the people, I mean, I could take Hungary, for example, and the most successful players from Hungary in the recent last years, let's say Rapport and Benjamin Gladura, are both kids who had more financial resources than others their age. You know, this is simply a fact. You know, Rapport is a top player in the world because he had a lot of financial backing. I mean, he's very talented, don't get me wrong, but there are also a lot of other talented Hungarian juniors who didn't become, you know, top 20 players in the world because they didn't have the kind of financial resource that Richard Rapport had. I mean, it's an extremely expensive hobby, chess, basically. All right. And if you go back in history, I mean, you take like Morphy, for example, one of the greatest players in history, came from a wealthy family. I mean, Morphy never would have been like the best chess player in the world if there hadn't been the fact that he had a lot of money. I mean, this doesn't work. Drew Meister. How does money translate to big rating? Do you know how many coaches like Richard Rapport had? Like big money coaches, for example? Like tons. The guy probably had like, he was probably learning from like 6 different grandmasters at one point. You know? I mean, just using him as an example. Do I have anything here? Oh my god. Whoa. He's gonna like flag me? Wow, dude. Drake's playing like a grandmaster here. What am I gonna do? This is a crazy position. But the thing that's most shocking is his speed. What is his like bullet rating? 1600. He's got 12,000 games. That's a lot. So he's used to playing fast. But I don't think the bullet chess is a good way to go. He's kind of panicking here. Acerbate is very annoying to face. I mean, I missed another move. And more rooks than our opponent. But he has more pawns. That's what happened with Clash Kid earlier. Though I had the pawns, he had the rook. We're streaming till 3 o'clock, guys. Another 45 minutes. But once again, I've been under pressure on the clock like the whole game. So I didn't have enough time to really solve the problems. I'm sure I missed tons of moves. Yeah, he had Queen D3, Turkey farm. This was definitely a good idea. The Queen D3 idea. But I get the feeling that Drake probably doesn't play increment because he kind of rushed. he rushed in my time pressure, which is something you learn not to do when there's an increment involved. You absolutely cannot try to flag people. Maybe with a 1 second increment, it's totally reasonable, but with more than that, I don't think you can ever really play for time. That was a crafty move. That's not. That's not. I thought Queen 7, the point was to try to play Rook D8 and play for mate. Like an acerbate sort of cheapo. One last try, right? Rook D8 and mate on the back rank with the queen covering H2. Really tough fight. So who else are subscribers? Percy Hepworth. We lost the other guy. So Asphil, you're not a subscriber, right? We're gonna take Percy and see how much time we have left for the other challengers. Sorry guys, that game was kind of intense. I lost my focus with the stream chat completely. One of those positions where like you have too many choices. Chessmaster. I guess Chessmaster's stronger than Drake. Alright. You didn't go D4. We've probably played this before. I play this type of King's Indian Attack Catalan Rady a lot with white. Well, there are a lot of chess masters. I have Chessmaster 3000. I might have it. I might have it currently, in fact, for an old Apple machine. I believe I have that program. It's actually working. I joked that I might do like a retro chess program stream once. Okay, Queen A4 check. This isn't exactly the most common line for black, I guess. Yeah, it's quite solid. It's not a Catalan. It's a Catalan, but I haven't played D4. It's like a Neo-Catalan. Like, Chessmaster used to be, what was that originally published by? Does anybody know? Electronic Arts, probably. Back in the old days. I guess. Now it's probably owned by like another company who owns like Electronic Arts, or maybe they just bought the rights to Chessmaster. Actually, on Twitch they used to have the old Chessmaster wizard guy picture as the chess icon here on Twitch, and they had to take it away at one point because I think Electronic Arts or somebody probably was threatening them with copyright issues. I was actually really surprised when Twitch had the chess wizard guy picture there. I was like, man, that's copyright. Copyright hell, what you're doing. So now it just says like chess or whatever. Knight on BD7. Intellectual property. Percy Hepworth. You guys are good at openings. Much better than me. I don't know what I'm doing. Of course, Ubisoft, right? Ubisoft is a pretty lame company. Seems like, anyway. I don't know that much about it. By modern standards, Ubisoft seems kind of lame. EA Sports. What was it, like get in the game or something? You mean Ubisoft is still one of the top game publishers? I would think they'd be lagging behind like other newer companies. Baltic Pike just subscribed. What is the name of the company that does yeah. Brain freeze. I do get the occasional brain freeze. Never mind. So, the chat has been all over the place. We've covered all sorts of topics today. Nothing too nasty. Black's going to get really cramped soon. Suffering from cramps. Well, that's the problem. I think that a lot of times you see like bishop takes f3 in these type of Catalan situations. That's you just like take an f3 and play c6 and hope that everything's going to be okay. That's basically typically what we see. It's a lot like the Fort Knox variation of the French. But now he may be sorry that he put his bishop on c6. Because it's going to end up like the hunted. He's looking for bailing out with bishop e5. Right? Logical. But if I play knight e5 here, he can not play that. He'll lose the pawn. He can play bishop e8. Bishop e8. Not sure I really want to play knight e5. The U.S. government always puts the well-being of its citizens over corporate profits. Absolutely. That's evident in the insurance industry. The king and queen switch, that's the transvestite opening. Okay, now knight e5 kind of tempting because there's no more bishop e8. I thought actually bishop e8 was probably one of his best maneuvers. But without that, this becomes a little awkward for black. Wow, he's just gonna... Wow, there's all sorts of possibilities now. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, d5. Doesn't quite work. The throwaway, disposable knight variation. The Cochrane gambit of the Petrov. f4 might not be a bad move. You know, you can always play that. With the roving center. I know that I could take on c6 and it was probably good for me. I mean, probably I should just play that. Maybe I'm being greedy, looking for more. Uber drivers here. That which is immobile must suffer violence. Is that really a quote? Or just something you made up? Which Lasker, though? The Lasker or Edward Lasker? The lesser or greater? Emmanuel the Great? Or Edward, his namesake? Bishop on c6. And there's some awkward lines here like d5, which doesn't quite work. Spatial squeeze. Alright, I'm just taking space, man. This is not really, this does not constitute a plan. Bishop f4, I don't have a plan. Yeah, I want to play maybe d5. And I just want to develop my pieces and secure things. This is an excellent move. Freeing himself from going back there. What can I say? Our advantage is lasting. A lasting spatial advantage. It's funny though. Lasker's Manual Chess. Never heard of it. Let's see. It's around here somewhere. Like shuffling my paper. It's right around here somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, and I just say that, but I can't find it when I need to. Well, you guys just believe everything I say, right? I mean, I have a copy of Lasker's Manual Chess right on the bookshelf in front of me. You can never find things when you need them. Okay, knight f8 now. Do we want to let him free? There's no need for that. Just gonna reorganize. I never really meant to put the bishop on f4. I was just kidding about that. I want to stop bishop c5. Torture him with no space. He who hath no space is tortured. The more tension, the better to strangle him with. Page 115. Lasker also made a comment about pieces that are blocked in. They come out very angrily. Percy Hepburn doing a good job. Some people are better than others at like crawling around on the first two ranks with no space. I mean, this evacuation he did with like bishop c6, knight f8. Wow, that's sort of committal, but it's hard when you have so much space to decide what to do. But he's going to play like b5, it looks like. It feels like I've been farting around too much here. c6 ... threatening. Bishop a6. Still extremely unpleasant for black. Wow. Guys, I gotta leave in about 30 minutes, so you know. We have time for a few more games. High leg or bim bomb. Always easy to say that. Bishop a6. Great. Got his bishop out. So d5, pawn takes, bishop takes, d8. Queen d7, pawn takes pawn. Then I'm going to have problems. Wow. He's on the e5 pawn. Doesn't make sense to trade. Unless I can transfer. I'm not making any progress where I'm at right now. I should have been looking for the king side a long time ago. Now he's got c5 though. Man. What a defense. I don't know what Percy's deal is. Like, he has multiple accounts or what? He's only got like 26 games, and he never increases the games. He never plays any games on lichess. Only against me. We want to strengthen the center. Do we have any attack whatsoever? We're all in on the king side. Finally focused. Focusing. Guess he's in desperate straits now. That took a lot of work to finally get a winning position here. Man, Percy likes defending. He enjoys his defense. A little bit of defense. Nice job, man. For a long time there. Okay, so we're finally finished with the subscribers. We're going to play the S villain, 1844. Guys, please subscribe and support the stream. Dim Fishrat Cow has donated 200 today. Astrobate with 7 watching commercials. Tomorrow night we're doing a 4:30 stream. That's Eastern Time, USA Eastern Time. 4:30. It's going to be a blitz arena. I'm trying to say. Well, I was missing the idea of transferring to the king side for a long time. Infinite flash chess. Like I should have been more direct. I feel like I did waste a lot of moves there. Yeah, they didn't understand what farting around means. It kind of, something's lost in translation. If I said that to like a Hungarian, you know, and tried to literally translate it, it would be kind of awkward. Alright, we're gonna do a take back here. Or a take back for the day. He just resigned. Alright. Yellow chess. S-Villain just played too fast, dropped a knight on d4. You have gas. The gas propels you. It propels your movement. Gas propelled movement. Yeah, old people fart, but they don't hear it. So are they really guilty or not? Like that's the question. So e4, yellow cheese. Percy Hepworth, thank you for the donation. I felt I didn't really play that position optimally. The Roy Lopez or Spanish game. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Go consult the oracle. No. Just checking on my mom. She's chilling in the other room. She was injured by a fall, and she's got some broken vertebra in her back, so it's very hard to move around. I have to assist her. Okay, so it's castles f6. I don't know this variation too well. c3 I don't recall. Queen d3, rook e1, threatening rook e3. That doesn't seem right. There's queen d3, knight takes e5, f takes e5, queen h5 check. That's kind of scary. Then I can play king d8. Interesting. Yellow cheese caught me in a line that I don't play really. The black side of the roller has too much, so. Yes, Bob. That's very. Me too. What could I say, man? No, I don't have any sisters, and I can't hook you up on any dates, man. I'm sorry. Queen d3. I found it on my own. I mean, I probably saw this in some Encyclopedia chess openings like 20 years ago, but it's somewhere. It may have just been instinctual, though. I mean, it's a very natural move. Queen takes f1 check. Bishop g4. So knight e1. Okay, here I guess I'm winning a pawn, though there'll always be some danger with the file open. I cannot resist taking this pawn. There was a comment I was reading I was telling you guys I was reading Confessions of a Grandmaster by Andy Soltis, and one of the comments was like, this game. Hold on. I'll be right back. Well, she has dementia, and she cannot resolve her own stuff. And for power of attorney, and also her phone. Yeah. Sorry guys, you guys are gonna have to give me more time on this one. I've got an important phone call. Just a second. Sorry guys, I had to flag this game, but important call from a doctor. So, well, I'm willing to replay this opponent if they're interested. I don't know if you guys, if he wants to do that. He used the life and priorities tactics button. No extra time. It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. I had an important doctor appointment I had to set up with a neurosurgeon for my mother. So, I'm in a guest house. What do you think I'm in a guest house? D4. It's all over. All right. We've got another 20 minutes left for the stream. To replay yellow chess. I feel badly, but I didn't want to miss this call. Normally don't take calls while I'm playing, but important health implications here for a family member. All right, we're going to try it over again. Somebody drew Meister. Do you guys also think he might be gay? Is there anything wrong with people who are gay? Is there? Are we going to be? Is that a problem? I have a wife, children, but maybe I'm gay too. You know, how do you know? Lots of people who are married with children who are also gay. That would make them bisexual. Anyways, okay, knight takes e5. So that's not really a good move for white. There's queen d4 and queen e7, but I think this move is more aggressive. If we play queen g5, we can maybe try to destabilize the position more, I think. Creating more imbalance. We're aiming for imbalance. Like, objectively, maybe queen d4, queen e7 are the best moves. White resigned here. He just wants to lose. I look too good. Almost too good. Well, I don't have any problem with compliments. No inappropriate touching through the screen, please. All right. Let's move on to another subject. Bamboo stick, Freddy 11. I've got 2:45. So we've got, as I said, like 20 minutes left at the most. Well, he resigned. He shouldn't have resigned. He has rook g1 there. There's absolutely no reason to resign in that position. But you'll learn your lesson. Don't resign too early until you're sure you have lost position. Another miniature. Now we're equal against yellow chess. Two very dubious results. Okay, so I played knight f3 against bamboo stick. I think we have time for one more game after this against Freddy. Right. This is a pretty lame setup. Slightly different than what I played against Testosterone earlier. Perpetual Stalemate said he's a lesbian trapped in a male body. I have the same problem. It's a really terrible tragedy. Knight d7, castles. Amazing how typical that is. Give you the game back on 0 level. I have give you a game back on 0 level. Alright. No, I just had to give up that game because the neurosurgeon called for my mom's appointment, and I really wanted to just deal with it. So knight f6. Yeah, I think this is just a kind of hippo where your knight is not on e7, it's on f6. What about e5, e6 here really quick? Is that good? Could it be bad? Could it be a mistake? If I play h3, he plays e5. I feel like I saw this position yesterday. So e5, pawn takes pawn, knight g4. That's the position I'm wondering about. With knight g4, he'd be triply attacking e5. Threats of like bishop takes f3. And I had a similar position that went awry for me yesterday in the simul, where like played e5, e6 too early. Yeah, it doesn't seem like e5 is really right here. Do you have any tips on how to get an easy to play position edge versus the Pirts? Yeah. I try these like positional lines like the classical and the fianchetto and h3. But I think the truth of the matter is that the Pirts is a good opening, and the only way to like get an edge against it is probably in one of the sharpest lines, like the Austrian attack, or the bishop e3 style stuff, the 150 attack. I have no clue though. Pirts seems like a really good opening. It was actually like my first defense originally. One student that I was working with played d5 in a similar position. But that's not a move I'm often like really enthralled by because it's kind of committal. But I guess we've got to do something here, and I don't really like exchanging pawns on e5. Okay, it's a lot like a King's Indian. Rook e8. This might be a mistake. Study the Art of Positional Play by Reshevsky. I mean, you might be better off leaving your rook there and actually pushing for f5. I remember one game I saw where Igor Novikov, who's like a positional genius, beat my friend Alexander Wojtkiewicz really badly in a position like this. Wojtkiewicz is like a more tricky player and plays kind of dubious. He used to play sort of dubious lines with black. And Novikov was just this monstrous, correct positional player with white. And he just wrecked Wojtkiewicz in this exact type of position. But so far, Bamboo Stick playing pretty well. I don't know about Rook e8, though. I don't know what your plan is with that. I mean, you're going to play Knight f8. It doesn't seem appropriate here. With the center closed, you might see a player play Rook f8 from e8. You're doing almost the opposite of probably what you should do. Is Pirts more sound than the Sicilian? No, I think that the Pirts is more hyper-modern than the Sicilian. So, essentially, it's like maybe less sound, in a kind of traditional sense. This might be the last game for today, guys. Finally winning a pawn here. Ponda. What price is this pawn? Am I getting myself trapped inside black's position? It's all a devious plan to trap me. Hold on a second. We're back for real this time. So queen takes d6. I think knight takes d6, rook d8 actually looks a little dangerous for me. He may not have any crushing discoveries, but I'm not so happy about that. Try to hit and run here, grabbing this pawn. Easily trap my own queen here. This isn't rated, I hope. Normally I don't play people who have brand new accounts, and I wouldn't have accepted this if I had seen he has less than 100 blitz games. This is the last game for today, guys. I gotta go. Sorry I can't take any more challenges. 3 o'clock, and I've got to get ready for something else. I mean, another game will cost me to like 315 or something, and I just don't have time. Queen c8 is the wrong idea. It looks like he's supposed to play queen b7 here. Queen b7, queen moves away, and then rook d8. Similar problems to what I would have been facing in queen b7. Pressure this diagonal. So he wasted a move, essentially. I see he's eyeing this, maybe. But I think it's not optimal. for black. Now where do I put the queen? Queen d3, knight c5, queen d2, knight c5, queen d1, I guess. Would you be very leery of a doctor and doubt his medical competence if he told you he was an avid daily chess player yet never made it over 1500? No, I mean, honestly, I taught a lot of people in my career, and a lot of them were like doctors and lawyers, you know, seemingly intellectual types, but, you know, chess-wise, they never really improved. But I mean, one thing, you know, when someone says they're an avid chess player, that means like play like one game a day, like with their colleague, you know, at coffee, you know, during lunch or something. I mean, it's like, what does that mean exactly? No, so I wouldn't I wouldn't judge someone too harshly based alone, you know, on that alone. Different skill sets, definitely. No, I mean, I know a lot of, like I said, doctors and lawyers who are, they like chess, but they're pretty bad, actually. Maybe they could be like a renowned doctor and they just like can never get past 1500. But I mean, if they really took chess very seriously for a long period of time and didn't improve, it would be a different story. But when you say avid, you know, what exactly does that mean? To some people, the definition of that is so wide that you just, you know, you can't really even begin to guess. So I dropped this pawn back now. Queen e8 was a tricky move. Masturbate says he had little memory for openings. You merely assume. You innovate. Knight takes a4, knight takes a4, bishop takes a4. He gets his pawn back. But my bishop pair should yield some small advantage. I have an intermezzo here. I don't know if this is even that good. I'm not even sure if this is constructive. I mean, I attack f7, but that's protected twice. So Bamboo Stick, yeah, I shouldn't have taken his challenge because I don't count bullet games as real chess games, and I ask people to have like 100 games. This is a brand new account. He's playing pretty well for his rating. I think decently. Doltish activities. You have a wide vocabulary, Asterbate. I'm impressed. Suppose the doctor played roughly 10 blitz games per day on lichess for the last five years, but still stuck at 1500. I don't know. It depends on your age. A lot of things. I mean, 1500 is actually above average, if you think about it. Rook d6. What else? And some people just aren't that competitive about chess, making a lot of excuses for the doctor. The doctor. The doctor-in-law. All right. Man, this guy Bamboo Stick, I mean, he's faster than me. Whoops. And he's holding me to a draw positionally here. Despite being 1500, that's pretty impressive. This last move kind of risky. Oh, stupid mouse. He finds this. Rook c6. It actually... Yeah, he found that it works. It's like pulling teeth. Speaking of doctors, against Bamboo Stick, it's like pulling teeth to win a pawn. And he's supposed to be 1560. Maybe it has more switch and slugs for me. This is definitely the last game for today. Man, that was tough. All that to just win one mere measly pawn. Finally, a fatal, almost fatal mistake. He might even still have no. I think he's lost. Finally, is he lost? A5, triple exclam. It's over now. I just want to watch out for knight h5, knight f4. So this guy is pretty fast for a 1560. You can see. I should have played bishop takes b5. I'm losing it. I'm tired. Thus no more games today, guys. I'm going to be back tomorrow night. Thank you for everyone watching, supporting the stream. Perpetual Stalemate threw in 100 there. So Dim, Fishback Cow, Perpetual Stalemate, and Asterbait, Percy Hepworth supported the stream today. Thanks JCS and everybody very much for just hanging out with me, for supporting the stream, for being our moderator, JCS. And I will be back tomorrow night. It'll be 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time with a Blitz Arena that I'm going to host and play with you guys as I do every week. We usually alternate between Blitz and Rapid. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 4:30 Eastern Time. Thanks everybody for watching, subscribing to my stream. Thanks to JCS for moderating all the regulars, our subscribers, and everybody else. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Goodbye from the Pandas. Goodbye. 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 See you guys later. Take care. Thanks.